Hello, everybody. Dexterity Redheart here, and welcome to another rant video. A rant video on something that every last human that has basically driven humanity for so long that we literally have it as the basis of society right now. It is one of the biggest seven deadly sins found in everyone, at least a little bit of it, except for one person. I'll go over that later on, but it's there's at least a little bit of this one seventh deadly sin, and that is greed. Greed has helped drive humanity for as long as it's existed. It has everyone in its grasp. It doesn't matter how old you are, you always have a little bit of greed in you. Except for the only one person I haven't seen a bit of greed in is Markiplier, and I'll go over that later on. But and the main reason I bring up this thing about greed is because one thing, and that one thing is, I had brought this up in my last rant. It was I've been like part of an auction for every2minutes.com, which is auctioning off 149 Xbox Ones per day, and it comes with not just the Xbox One, but a choice of one of three games, and this is of your choosing. The one of three games of your choosing could either be Forza 5, Dead Rising 3, or Rise Son of Rome. I have points to bid, but I'm like the lowest person down there. Here's the thing. I was really ticked off yesterday, and I got really exhausted from doing the rant yesterday. And I found out one reason why my recording shit decides to go at wrong times, and that's because fucking Skype. Skype decides to fuck up Audacity. It never did that before, but it does now. Because I've noticed that every time somebody posts something, it's always But anyways, now that I've found that out, I'll be offline every time I record. Um, but the entire thing that I had guessed, and this is one thing that I guessed about at least half of the people that join this site for would be on. There are people, the rich money bag people, who have thousands of dollars, who get about $100 per day at their job. And I'm not. I'm talking about the high income families, not the people who are rich. Who, if you asked for a quarter, and they were at least a little bit generous, what they do, they pull out money bags from their ass and say, "Here, take a quarter," and pull one out of the bag. That's them. Now, that's only if they had a little bit of generosity, which I've met rich people. I think I have. I don't know, but I can tell you that a lot of rich people are the greediest motherfuckers in the world. Now, as I was saying, these greedy motherfuckers in the auction, go and waste $200 to $400 worth of Mountain Dew and Doritos gear. Mountain Dew and Doritos would give you the what do you call it? The codes for the points for the auction. They go to spend $200 to $400 on Mountain Dew and Dorito products for the points. And that's fine by me. You can waste your money however you want, but still, this is the bastard way to do. You could have put that $200 to $400 down on the system by pre-ordering it yourself, instead of wasting time and wasting money on other products that you didn't really need. Now, I'm sitting here, I'm part of the low-income family, and one thing that ticks me off is when I look at the first number on the list. And the first number on the list for the Xbox One and the copy of Dead Rising 3, which I was going for, was 72,300 and something points. Now, it doesn't sound big at all, unless you take it from a perspective of people that are actually paying money for it. Now, these people go and spend. Like, if you look at the amount of points that you get for each thing, now, granted, it is generous, but you don't get 1,000 points with only like 4 things, unless you get like like the huge boxes of Mountain Dew. And I'm saying this because I looked at one and it had 300 points on it, and I'm like, oh wow. But anyways, this kind of ticked me off. I looked at him like, okay, you're a dick. Then I looked around the other things. All the other people are within 20,000 and 10,000 points. Now, granted, there was like 45,000 and other numbers that are a bit higher than that scattered across the board as well, but here I am with 1,632 points, and I can't auction on anything because my bid will I'd be outbid. I don't know how to say that within like a snap. But I'd love to have an Xbox One, and getting it free with a copy of Dead Rising 3 would be great, because one, the Xbox One has a way to record and instantly put on YouTube, and that would be great because I'd love to make Xbox videos for you guys instead of being using the computer the entire time. But one shitty thing about the Xbox in general and the Sony, Microsoft and Sony, the only two big shit storms ever were Microsoft and Sony. And here's Steam. Steam is the god of all consoles. And this is sort of getting off topic, but Steam's going to rock them all with a Steam box, because I saw how it is. And it's going to help me out a lot with playing on Steam games, because guess what? I am better with a controller than I am with a mouse and WASD and other keyboard stuff. But the thing is, back to on topic, I may be a little bit greedy. Yes, I may really want an Xbox One, mainly because, well, an Xbox One and having enough time, having an ability to actually record stuff on Xbox without having a extra accessory bought with a lot more than $500. Because I know those things like that actually for recording cost at least probably $550 to lower $100, but the lower $100 ones are probably like the shittiest pieces of equipment ever. But the Xbox One would be fantastic because I'd be able to record for you guys. But back on topic. Anyways, these guys with $200 to $400 wasted on Mountain Dew and Doritos just to get a free Xbox One with a game and the 14-day trial for Xbox Live, which comes with the Xbox. Now, don't get me wrong, I find this hilarious, but I found this really irritating. I knew by now, I should have known by now, I would not be able to even get near my goal, because I see these people with, freaking, and when I came back, here's when I came back after school. I saw 100,000 points, 92,000 points. The lowest I saw was a 45,000 on that board. And it kind of made me sad, because there were people who were outbid. Auctions are perfect. But when I see this, people that were outbid, it makes me sad. Because it's been like this for years. Every time there's an auction, there's always that one asshole that has to outbid everybody for something he could have actually went and bought himself. Just so he could say he won something. Now, I'm not one of those people. I don't outbid anybody. I'm not going to outbid anybody with how much points I have. Thank God it's going on to December 9th and 149 Xboxes per day. You know, I'm going to have a good chance at least to try and get one. But back to what I was saying. Greed is something that has driven humanity since the beginning of the humankind. And it's one of the biggest things that I can see. If Greed were a cartoon character or even a person in real life, he'd be one of those guys who'd be up on Capitol Hill, living in a huge mansion with with millions upon billions of dollars stacked in this one vault room. He would pinch pennies for fun. Literally pinch pennies for fun. His attire would be a top hat with a ton of pockets on it, a monocle with a dollar sign in it. His tuxedo would be covered in pockets, and his shoes would have hidden compartments in it for money. And the reason I say this is because I've actually read something that actually kind of made me think about this. And this is basically a reference to My Second Life. Again, it was a good fic. But it kind of ticks me off to see these people that act like that are complete assholes. I bet you all they're going to do is use that Xbox One as a paperweight. Seriously, it's going to be a fucking paperweight before it's even used. But back on track, the big bottom line here is that greed is something that we can't stop. Much like chaos of the world or violence, which is something we can't really fix. Now, the only reason I said Markiplier a while back did not have greed is because Markiplier is one of the few people that go out of their way to start up charities for things like like Cincinnati Children's Hospital, or I don't know what other charities are out there. I wish I did, and that's another thing that I wanted to get into as well. I wanted to start my own charities for for actual big groups that need money, but I don't have any links to charities. I don't have a Twitch or Ustream or Livestream account. I can't find out how to livestream with Fraps, but anyways, the only person that I said that does not have greed is Markiplier, because of how much he gives away. He literally, if he had a dime, and there was somebody who really needed money, and every penny counted, he would give the person a dime. He'd literally go to his bank account for a charity if he wanted to, and take out $200, like he's done. Like, I believe he did this in his live stream a while back. He took out about $600 out of his own bank account and put it into that charity. Now, it's not as much as the last person. It's not as much as the most money somebody had actually put in there was like $4,500, which that person is extremely generous, but still. What I'm saying here is that Markiplier is one of the best people out there. One of the only people that I can see that does not have that much greed in him. If he had even a cent of greed, it doesn't even show. But the bottom line here is greed is a messed up thing. And it's something that has been driving humanity for a while. But I can't come up with any more stories besides this. So thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, why not leave a like and add it to your favorites? Subscribe for more. And as always, leave your suggestions and amazing comments in the comment section below, as well as an answer to this question. At what point in your life do you believe you are the most greedy in your life? The greediest little bastard of your life? You don't have to put the embarrassing story if you don't want to. If you want to put the embarrassing story, go ahead, man. I'm not gonna laugh at you. But you don't have to put it down there if you don't want to. You just have to say like an age, a year, a time, a date, or whatever. Something. Just tell me at what point do you think you were the greediest little bastard ever? Mine would have to be, say, when I was like a little toddler. I was like the greediest little bastard ever. I can tell you that. Um, of course, I'm a spoiled kid. I've been spoiled for a while, and that's something that I don't like to say because that just makes me seem like the most money grubbing greedy little bastard ever. Really. Um, but anyways, like I said, leave your suggestions and amazing comments and answers to that question in the comment section below. And as always, remember everybody, keep calm and brony on.